Funny the things you remember about the past. I remember when a friend would give you a tape with some copied games on there and you didn't know they'd work. So you just loaded them up, left the C64 going, and you know, if it was one of those C15 tapes you used to get, which you'd be mad to use one of them anyway, then the tape would just get to the end and you'd hear the Commodore cassette unit just stop. So it's, you know, a mechanical sound, same as like on a hi-fi when the audio cassette comes to the end and it just stops if you haven't got auto reverse. Why didn't you have auto reverse? Everyone had auto reverse. And I've got this weird memory of like being somewhere else in the house, probably in the bathroom, probably probably in the toilet or something, and hearing that ominous, you know, clank of the cassette getting to the end and the tape deck stopping, which is hilarious when you think about it, because now I don't know if this D81 image I've created for Sly Spy is going to work. I already played this, but I noticed by the time you got to the level when you're on the motorbikes shooting at the car, wasn't working. I loaded it 3 times and it had exactly the same corruption, so it's a bad image. So, you know, nothing's really changed. Now you just don't know if your game's going to work or not because someone didn't test it, even though they said it's for the SD to IEC. Could buy a 14041U. I think they're up to version 3 or something now. Anyway, we're going to have none of those trainers because we've got the you know, level skip built in. And I just want to see the graphics. I want to see what Sly Spy is like, because on the Amiga it's like a very, very, very well coded Blitz basic game. So let's just say no, nah. And like I said, I have played this, so it'll be interesting to see if I feel the same way about this game now as I did when I first played it. Ominous green glow from underneath the bread bin. Good. I must admit the later games on the C64, generally they didn't have nice music like in the mid 80s, mid to late 80s. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Folin tunes, actually, no. There's other people I like more than Folin. Russell Lieblich, sadly, who's passed away. He did the theme tune to Ghostbusters. You all listen to that on the C64, but you don't know his name probably. But he did some excellent tunes. He also did Aliens, not the shit version we got in the UK, I think that's the American version. The one where you got like the action sequences, like a bit like a Cinemaware game. What else did he do? I done all the tunes, the classical tunes for Little Computer People. I'm trying to think what else he's done. I think he done the tune to Rampage, you know, the Activision game. But there was 2 versions of that, and I think he did the music for the American version. I've got Cat's Tail in the way. Luckily, I know this bit works. Well, actually I wouldn't know that works because it's a different disk image that I created. So I can't swap the discs over with my SD to IEC, so if a game comes on 2 discs, I'm a bit shafted. I'd rather spend 35 quid on getting something to plug into my Atari 800 XL, thank you. I'll work around the problem. So the graphics here are not bad actually. The clouds remind me of Rocket Ranger on the Amiga. The movement's fine, and the graphics are alright. I didn't really have a problem with this level, and unlike the Amiga version, you don't have this huge control panel at the bottom, so the screen feels bigger. I don't like the Amiga version. Very underwhelming conversion for the Amiga. It should have been exactly the same as the arcade. Ditto with Robocop, but I think that arcade machine came out later, even though Ocean were involved. So yeah, I didn't really have a problem with anything about the first level. The music's alright. It's neither like terrible nor something I would put 2 wires into the back of the monitor port on my C64 and connect it up to the DIN socket on my sister's Ghetto Blaster. Did do that with Panther and another game. I can't remember what the other game is. Yeah, this music's not bad. I don't know how many lives you get. The background is really nice. Your sprite is nice. The other sprites are a bit like Spinnaker Software Colouring in Book 1983, and they're not particularly great. They're just blocky outlines with solid colours in them. Come on, man. I seem to remember that this one was a case of just standing at the edge and shooting them all as they come out. Bit like Commodore did. So remember, we haven't used any cheats yet and we're already up to level 3. I don't know how many levels this game has. Yeah, the music's alright, but I don't know if they're anything like the arcade music, and generally late 80s arcade machines had a kind of Mega Drive sound to them. I don't like that sound. Gauntlet 4 is a rare exception. Oh, and Thunder Force 3. Not Thunder Force 4's music though. Nah. But Thunder Force 3 had at least 2 or 3 excellent tunes on it. Right, so I think this is the driving level now, so... magic, right, it's worked. Good. So, the tape deck stopping sound that you hear whilst doing the shit in the toilet as a teenager, that didn't happen. Now this is very smooth, but not quite as nice looking as the Amstrad version, but the Amstrad version scrolls either 8 or 4 pixels at a time, and the C64, even in multicolour mode, it does actually scroll the screen in high resolution, 1 high-res pixel at a time. People seem to forget that, C64, Atari, Amstrad, BBC, all these computers that had this, double width pixel multicolour mode sort of thing. Famously I said in the game it's supposed to be a black sedan, but it's fucking brown. Like my dad's Ford Corsair from the 70s, who he was chasing an ambulance in. My sister was shitting herself thinking they're going to have an accident. And why was he chasing the ambulance like that? Because I was fucking 5 years old and I'm that 1 in a million lucky person who had a reaction to the vaccine, and I fucking went into a coma apparently. 1 minute I'm just about to have some of my fried eggs that I'm having or whatever it was, and next minute just fucking whack, head on the table like some comedy where you've been drugged. Weren't no comedy, mate. I don't think I could imagine what that would have been like for them. But apparently when I woke up from the coma, I asked for my sister, and I also asked for the first thing, because it was breakfast, I asked for sausage and scrambled eggs. Which is probably why I hate hospital style solid block of egg, scrambled egg kind of thing now. Really disgusting. I'm funny about my eggs anyway. Again, the backgrounds are not bad. You know, the dog's not bad. It's just the guys. It's just the way they've been drawn. There's like no shadow to them, nothing. They're literally like a blocky rubbish copy of a colouring in book sketch that's been coloured in. There's like no real imagination, the barrels. But the game engine is quite tightly coded actually. You know, there's nothing wrong with the game engine. The jump controls are like Mario quality, absolutely nothing wrong there. And you think now, yeah, so what? But you know, hardly any games, 8-bit games that are not on the NES hardware actually have decent jump controls like this. Funnily enough, so does Hunchback from 1984. Right, seen enough. Right, Q to move on. I'll probably just do like the next level. But I think they're all side-scrolling levels anyway. Oh no, look, it's swimming, but they are side-scrolling. Yeah, Chinny Vision didn't show all of the levels either actually, which is why I wanted to try this game. See if it's like the Turbo Outrun Power Drift situation on C64 versus Amiga. I.e. the 64 version's been coded properly and controller input response is, you know, 50 frames a second, as it should be, as the console gods intended. I won't get that on the console now. Fucking PS4, whack it up to the max resolution on your 4K TV and then watch the uneven frame rate. Right, so obviously you just avoid them. Am I supposed to collect that? Ooh, that's a bit iffy. Wait, you come on through, mate. There we go. One up the bum, innit? Oh shit, one up the bum for you too, mate. Fucked. Ooh. Man, eat your chocolate. What was I gonna say? Brody, that's his name, Chief Brody, yeah. Eat your heart out, Chief Brody. Zed, I could do with Zed. Actually, no, it's not bad. I mean, the palette colours are ridiculous. Why is the highlight yellow? And they should have gone with probably light grey instead of cyan at the top there. But, no, there's a fair bit of parallax going on. It's not bad. Oh, we can actually get all the shots now. It's smooth. Whoever was doing the sprites, they're not very talented. Or maybe they're colourblind. I couldn't tell you what the problem is there. I would imagine B is for bomb, so if you press space you get like a smart bomb. I've actually done a level. Crap. So yeah, I mean some real odd like colour choices. But you know, there's nothing wrong with the coding at all. If you had an Action Replay 6 or 7, you could fix this problem. Well, if it wasn't a multi-load, you could. Fucking, I want an Action Replay 6 or 7, the one that lets you inspect the sprites. Ooh, bloody hell, we did it. Well, he decayed pretty quickly. That acid rain's really getting out of hand in that ocean there. So yeah, it seems to be the sprites, although the underwater graphics are certainly not nebulous bonus stage quality. I mean, these cutscenes are alright as well. another side-scrolling level, I would imagine. So really it's only the first level that's anything a bit different. I suppose the driving level as well. Loading times, they're not too bad actually, considering it's a multi-load game. I mean, I can't use any turbo loaders on the SD to IEC. Not prepared to pay 150 quid for the alternative next step up, so I'll just have to improve SD to IEC one day and I'll get one of them with buttons to swap the discs. But no, I think the next thing I want to get is the Atari, I think it's called the Atari Max. Basically it's the SD to IEC, you know. It's actually a pleasure to play, I have to say. I mean, it's just these sprites. I wonder if these sprites for the enemies are only loaded in once, because they are identical. Maybe it's just loading you know, new tiles to draw the background. No idea. Ah crap, I wasn't paying attention. They could have done the spikes in a different colour. Maybe like blue instead of like yellow or orange. Yeah, just to make it obvious they're metal spikes that are going to kill you. Right, well, I'm not going to play that again, although it's not a bad game. So yeah, I think once again, another case of, you know, they're making more of the C64 hardware than they are on the Amiga hardware, on the arcade conversions. I bet the Amiga music's nothing great to write home about.